Alright, Ty, you're the host now, and please feel free to make me co-host so I can add the participants accordingly and assist them there.
Yeah, it's fighting me to make you co-host. Hang on.
Yeah, I can understand.
There's where I need. It was moving things around so quickly I couldn't grab it, but now you should be co-host.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Big group.
Hey, Ty.
Hi, Diane, Lee.
Hey, Ty.
Let's see who else we've got. There's Josefina. Hi, Barbara, Jillian, Letitia. Oh, they're moving around. I lost my place. Fabiola, uh, Jocelyn, Linda, Lynette, Pamela, Madhu, Tagar, Verna, Twee, Leslie, Judy, and Rita so far, and more popping in. Good sized class. Hi, everybody. Welcome
Hi.
to Tai Chi for Beginners. A couple of you might be new. There's a couple of names I don't recognize. So if you're new, fantastic. And of course, I always am thrilled to see people come back that are not brand new to it. Let's go ahead and get started so we can use our time well. Let me get a little housekeeping chores away, some information we need to share before we start class. And you should be able to see my slides now. And you're at Tai Chi for Beginners. My name is Tai, and no, my last name is not Chi. I just happen to have the same name as TAI Chi. We're here for Sung style 12 forms. That's what we've been practicing for the last month or so. And we're going to continue with that for a while. I live in Lake Mary, Florida. That's a suburb of Orlando, Florida. You may have heard of Orlando because of our famous Disney World and Universal and SeaWorld, you know, tourist trap. But it's actually home to a bunch of us too. My background is in education in biology, psychology, and computer science. And that led me into a career with several different federal agencies in the U.S., the Defense Department, the USDA, and finally I started working at medical centers in management for IT, and then became a consultant and started traveling around to medical centers, teaching them how to use their data better, more wisely, more accurately. And I got a taste for enjoying teaching. So when I knew retirement was coming up, I took my practice of yoga, Tai Chi, and Qigong and decided I'm going to teach it. So I went and got trained as a teacher, got certified in all of those. And now I'm here. I'm retired and I'm with you guys. And today I'm going to be here to guide you through the Sung style Tai Chi forms. I'm going to help you learn the practice, mainly the mechanics, and I'm going to give you all sorts of suggestions and tips so that over time, I hope you expand from the basic mechanics into a deeper meditative practice. We're on GetSetUp.io today. That's our website. That's who brings us all together. A place where seniors can learn from seniors. And I love that concept. Now, ideally, I can see you and your camera is on, but if you choose to leave it off, I totally understand, and you're still welcome to be in class. We want you here regardless of camera on or off, but hopefully maybe in the future, you'll get comfortable with what's going on in this class and decide to turn on your camera. So keep it in mind. After class, there's going to be a recording. Right now, Anthony is with us. He's our TA today, so you can always shout out to Anthony in chat, and he's probably going to be saying things to you guys in chat. If you have questions, any technical questions, throw them to Anthony in chat, and he'll do his best to help you or guide you to someone who can. As far as the recording, after class, just email help@getsetup.io, and they'll fix you up with a copy of the recording. If you didn't make it in through the registration today and you're here by live stream, I'm really glad you made the effort to come in. And it's a great option if you don't get registered. But the best way to participate is to join us in the class. So check out the upcoming classes and see if you can get in and register for some of them. GetSetUp is not paid to promote any specific products. There is no advertising on GetSetUp. Now, important information. Please check with your doctor. My expectation of you is that you've had a conversation with your doctor and have been advised on what movement and exercise program is suitable for you. I've never heard of a doctor saying Tai Chi isn't suitable, because if they understand what it is, they're begging their patients to take it. But even with that, there might be limitations that the patient or the customer, in your case, or the learner, in our case, shouldn't do. Maybe you shouldn't stand too long. Maybe you shouldn't reach too far. Whatever those limitations are, pay attention to what your doctor said and honor those limits. Next, pay attention to what your body's telling you, and what your body tells you, honor. If it says you've done too much, or you're tired, or you're sore, or God forbid you feel pain, stop instantly. Lightheaded, stop instantly and sit down. Take care of yourself first. And then after that, you can pay attention to what I'm saying. I'm going to be giving you some guidance on how to do the Tai Chi, but you honor your doctor's advice, honor what you know is right, and then pay attention to what I say to do. There's 3 basic forms that I cover in detail in the intro class, which is called Tai Chi, Why It's Great for Seniors. If you haven't taken that at least once, please do, because we spend a little more time on the universal posture or Wuji form, the commencement form, and the open and close form. We'll be covering them today, but very lightly. So if you haven't been to that class, please stop in at least one time to Tai Chi, Why It's Great for Seniors. Now, in the 12 forms, Sung style 12 forms, there are 2 different pieces to it. I call them subsequences. There's the single whip sequence, and there's the brush the knee sequence. And we don't have a yipping dog sequence, not yet. Maybe that's coming up. Somebody's puppy sure didn't seem to be happy with us. So we're going to be practicing the single whip sequence some classes. We're going to be practicing the brush the knee sequence in some classes. Now, each one of those can be left or right. So you end up having 4 sequences. Today, we're going to study and practice brush the knee sequence to the right. Now, if you're following me and mirroring what I do, you might be practicing it to the left, and that's fine, because when I teach it to the left, you'll practice it to the right. But I will turn around sometimes and guide with my back to you so that my words do guide you appropriately. So please be aware, it doesn't matter if you're going left or right, as long as you learn both ways eventually. So today, I'm going to guide you through brush the knee right. Now, these pieces I teach, brush the knee right, brush the knee left, single whip left, single whip right. When you're doing your practice at home, if you should so choose to do so, you start merging those into one continuous sequence. So everything we studied today can be added to the single whip sequence. And everything is just separated by one form called the open and close. And I'll talk about that in class. Some practice rules. We're back to the doctor's instructions. Do only what your doctor tells you. Do only what you're comfortable with. Wear comfortable clothing. Wear flat, well-fitted shoes. Some people practice barefoot. I don't recommend it, but I'm not there. I'm not going to police you. So if you decide to go barefoot, of course you can do it. But I do highly recommend make sure that you're completely stable doing that. You're well balanced and you're not chancing anything, because the extra little having a lightweight shoe on does give you a little bit more stability in your feet. So I recommend tennis shoes or what they call Tai Chi shoes, or deck shoes will work. If you're very hungry, you might want to pass on your practice. Don't do it when your stomach's bothering you, because you're going to be hungry. Or if you're too full, if you've just had a big meal, don't try to do your practice, and your mind's not going to be able to stay on the practice. So keep that. It's not as big a deal coming to class as it is your private practice. But even in class, do you really want to spend an hour with me if you're hungry or if you're extremely full? Listen to your body. Always listen to your body. It has a lot to tell us. Take rest periods as you need them. Any signs of fatigue or lightheadedness, sit down. If you feel any pain, immediately stop, because you should never feel pain while you're doing your Tai Chi. Always stay in your comfort zone for 3 things: the level of exertion that you're comfortable doing, the range of motion, how far are you comfortable reaching, and how long are you willing to do this? What's your length of practice? Stay in your comfort zone. We want to build, we don't want to break. Keep your movements as slow, as smooth as you're able to. Very important when you're doing your private practice at home. In class, we're going at a certain speed. But if you decide to do a home practice, go as slowly as you can. Go as smoothly as you can. And that smoothness will come with practice after you learn the mechanics. Excuse me, I'm having allergy trouble today. Breathe easily, softly, naturally. Don't force the breath. And use only the minimum effort necessary to do the movements. Now, that's going to be hard to do when you're first practicing because you're learning the mechanics. But over time, as you get used to the mechanics of the movements, see if you can kind of release some of the effort you're putting into your muscles. I use the word soft, like soft neck, soft knees. What I mean by that is don't tighten up, relax, release the extra strength that you've got in that area. And as you practice more and more, you'll get used to doing that more and more. Tai Chi should be a very relaxed practice. To help us slow down, you might want to imagine the air around you is rather dense, like a thick fog. And as you're moving your arms, you're swimming in the air. You're kind of pushing against that fog, and it's pushing back a little bit, a little pressure, a little resistance to slow you down. It's a very good visualization to help us slow down, and it also helps us start thinking about the sensations that we're feeling as we move. In general, let go, release, relax. Less is always more, and there's no hurry. There's never a hurry. If you're hurrying through your Tai Chi, you're not practicing your Tai Chi. We have guidelines: mindfulness, postural alignment, breath awareness, active relaxation. I love that term. Slow movement, weight separation, integrated movement, and mind-body principles. Each class, I'm going to stress one of them. Today, I'm stressing postural alignment. That just means stand up straight. Stretch your head up to the sky. Keep your head and your torso in line at all times. When you turn the shoulders, the head should turn. If you're turning the head, the shoulders should turn. When you move the hands, the eyes follow the hands. That is good posture. When the hands go forward, do not lean into it. Keep nice straight posture and let the arms move forward and come back to you while you keep nice straight posture. The body always remains in an upright position, and the shoulders remain aligned over the hips. So now, with all that being said, we're ready to practice. Now, I'm going to lead you standing. You're welcome to practice seated, or you can come standing with a chair handy for support. You may notice that I touch the wall behind me on occasion. I use that like you would a chair, just for a momentary support. But use whatever serves you best. Maybe you want to start standing and go seated when you fatigue. Where we've already talked about that. You should have water accessible. If you didn't bring water today, please bring it next time, because you want to sip water ever so often during session, especially at the end. With that being said, let's do some practice. Let me do some transitions here. And we'll get some music going, which is always the challenge. Okay, the music is now shared. Can you hear me okay over this level of music? So give me thumbs up or thumbs down. Perfect. Okay, I'll keep talking this loud. I'm going to start the music back at the first. That's going to make it go a little soft for a moment. And I'm going to spotlight myself so I'm front and center. And if you want to practice standing, come standing with me. If If you're in a chair, just sit up straight. The first form, we call it forms in Tai Chi, is the universal posture. It's a standing, relaxed pose. You bring your feet, your ankles are basically hips width apart. If for stability, you need a little bit more space, then separate them a little further, maybe shoulders width apart. The shoulders are basically right over your hips. You relax the neck, you relax the shoulders. Soft knees. You'll notice, get a little space. Soft in the knees. That's not bent, it's not squatting, it's just soft. Shoulders, just let the arms dangle. Just let the arms relax down like they're just dead weight. And then you breathe into your belly. Don't breathe up here, breathe down here. And if you have a need to breathe up here, go right ahead. But if you can, breathe into the belly, softly and naturally. You'll notice the body filling up with air. And then when you exhale, the whole body just sort of releases. And that's when you relax into your pose again. This is called universal posture. I nickname it short name of Wuji. So when I say find your Wuji, this is what I'm talking about. Now, to start a sequence, like to start your practice, we have the commencement pose. Let me show you what that looks like. Let me turn on more light at my feet. Hang on just a minute. Yeah, that'll give more light at my feet. Okay. For commencement pose, you start in Wuji and you rotate the shoulders. The hands come up to about chest or shoulder height, and then they float down. You float down and then float towards your belly button. They come up the chest and the arms reach forward. Elbows bend and they come back to the chest. That's the upper body motion for commencement. Do that again. Inhale. Exhale. Up the chest and reach forward. If you're new to doing this, I detail this a lot more in the intro class, why Tai Chi is great for seniors. So I'm really kind of rushing by it in this class. There is footwork to go with that arm work, and the footwork is find your Wuji. Now, just a moment, I want you to take your weight and shift over to one foot, and then shift to the other. This sensation is very important in Tai Chi. You want to start becoming aware of where your weight is, on which foot, or if it's in the center. And for the commencement pose, you want the weight to come to the right foot. And then lift the left foot and step out to put a heel down and then the toe. You're starting to bend that front knee. The weight's coming down on that foot. And you bring the other foot to join it. So you take one step in commencement pose. I'm going to do it from the side, and I'm going to do all of it together, and then you can join me. I'll talk you through it. So commencement. The hands come down, sort of draw you. As the hands are coming up the chest, I'm bringing my weight to the right foot. I'm stepping out with that left foot, and I'm reaching. My weight goes to that left foot, and I bring the right foot to join it, and the elbows come down. And at that point, I do the next form, which is called an open and close, also covered in the intro class. Open and close. Notice how my hands look like they're holding something, or holding a ball or a grapefruit or a cantaloupe. But the palms are soft, the fingers are soft, and they're just lightly cupped around whatever I'm holding. In Tai Chi, we visualize an energy ball between the hands. So my hands are cupping an energy ball, energy coming from my own body, flowing from hand to hand. You don't have to believe in Qi. Only thing you have to do is visualize and pretend that the energy is there. The amazing thing is, if you visualize it and pretend it's there, eventually you start feeling it. Eventually your hands start tingling, or they start warming, or or they feel like something's pulling them. Doesn't matter if you believe in it or not. It's just the important thing is that you reach to feel these things. That's the exercise. Reach to feel what your body is feeling. So the open and close is just open and close. I soften my knees on the close and I stand a little taller in the open. So that's our introduction. So let's do that together. Find your Wuji. Commencement, rotate the shoulders. Drop the hands and draw that toward your belly button. The hands come up the chest, the weight's going to the right foot. Step out with the left and reach forward. Bring the weight to the left foot. Bring the right to join it and drop the elbows. And then we do the open and close. Now the open and close is a connector form. It connects all these sub-sequences that I talked about. We do one at the first and end of every single whip. We do one at the first and end of every brush the knee. And that's how you connect these into a longer sequence. So when you finish a brush the knee, you can open and close and then do a single whip. You can finish your single whip, open and close, and do a single whip the other way. So you just keep going on and on and on, combining these smaller sequences. Today we're doing brush the knee, so let's talk brush the knee. We'll start from the open and close. Let me demo for you. I'm going to demo it facing you, then I'm going to demo it with my back to you, and then we'll start with the instruction. So brush the knee. I'm doing my open and close. Step out at 90 degrees. We start coming back on that foot. Bring the weight on the forward foot as I do what's called a parry. Take a step and do another parry. Take a step, do what's called a punch. Draw back or close, push the mountain, and we come back to where we started. Let me do it with my back to you. Open and close. Brush the knee to the right for me. This is called play the lute. Parry, parry, punch, draw back, push the mountain, come back to center for an open and close. So now let's get you involved. Find your Wuji. Relax your body. Bring your hands together for an open and close. For the brush the knee form, you drop. I'm going to go in this direction. If that's your left, that's fine. Just make sure when I say right, you realize you need to do left. My right hand goes down toward my side as my left hand goes forward. So basically, I'm staring at the back of my left hand. So I'm open, close, look at the back of my left hand, and the other hand drops to my side. Open, close, staring at the back of that left hand. Open, close, left hand goes forward. I'm going to turn my torso 90 degrees to the side. 90 degrees. I'm going to step out with that foot, the right foot, heel, toe. The hand comes in toward the face, and then it goes out over the knee. Let's do that again. That's complicated. So it's open and closed. Left hand goes forward, right foot steps out, left hand pushes out over right knee. Notice my left heel when I'm doing this. I'm open and closed. Before I turn 90 degrees to the right, I take that left heel and move it out a little bit. And I turn to the right and step out. That makes the angle a little easier on my hips. So it's not just step out, it's turn that heel a little bit and step out. And if you'll notice, my step is very small. I'm not stepping like that. My feet are here. My step out is just here. Small steps. We don't do anything big or expansive or stretching in Tai Chi. So let's do that together. Open and close. Brush the knee. Weight goes to my left foot. My left hand goes out. I'm turning to the right and stepping out, and that left hand comes in and goes out over the right knee. Notice where your body weight is. Now your body weight's pushing against that right foot. So here the body weight is in the middle. I'm balanced between the 2 feet. Open and close, brush the knee. I step out and I'm pushing the weight out over that right foot. Now that is a form. That is called brush the knee. Brush the knee. That is the first form in the brush the knee sequence. So open and close, brush the knee. The next one is called play the lute. To play the lute, you adjust that back foot so that it's pointing in the same direction, and then bring your weight back to it. Let's do that again. Open and close, brush the knee. My weight's on the right foot, correct the back feet and bring the weight back. So you're starting to notice a rocking sensation. Tai Chi has a lot of rocking. Notice how I'm going to the right foot, rocking back on the left foot. We're going to eventually go back on the right foot. We're going to be rocking on these feet for a couple of steps. So let's come back to the Wuji. Open and close, brush the knee. Correct that back foot and bring your weight back on the back foot, and we're going to play the lute. See what I'm doing? I'm going to get my hands closer to the screen and show you. So brush the knee looks like that. Hand is pushed out over my right knee. Play the lute. The hand is pushed away, so turn it inward. See, there's my left. This is my left arm. My palm is pushed away. I'm going to turn it toward the right, toward the inside part of my chest. The hand that was dangling at my side is going to face the other direction, and the two of them are going to pass each other at a diagonal. It's as though there's a tiny little harp here, and your hands are strumming that harp. So, play the lute is just strumming the harp at a diagonal with the palms facing each other. So, open, close, brush the knee, left hand goes out over right foot, correct that back foot, bring your weight on that back foot as the hands face each other and you play the lute. Now, when your weight came to the back foot, it's just natural to want to bring the front toe up. So literally, I was like this. I brought my weight back and I played the lute and my front toe came up. There's that rocking. You can just practice the form like that. You can go, play the lute, come back. Play the lute, come back. You can just rock in it to build up that memory of what's going on. So, open, close, brush the knee, bring the weight to the back foot and play the lute. Now with that front toe pointed up, I want you to take the toe and just move it an inch or two out to the outside. So I'm going to tilt it out, tilt it away from my center part of the body. So tilt it out and bring the weight down on it. I call that duck walk because you're just turning the foot out a little bit and doing a duck walk. We're eventually going to take a step with the other foot and have it pointing out the other way. So to me, that's duck walking. So you'll maybe hear me say that form. If that's tough, don't do it. If it's tough, just let the toe point forward in the steps. So let's get to that point again. Open and close. Brush the knee. Weight back on the left foot. Play the lute. As your weight comes back to that front foot, you're going to take the palms and you're going to turn them the other direction, up and down. So after play the lute, they're like this. The upper hand faces down, the lower hand faces up, and a parry is the same motion as play the lute, but facing the other way. So it's play the lute, parry, flip the hands and parry again. So you parry one hand under the other and then one under that. Boy, I wish my flesh were a little darker. Parry and parry. So it's like play the lute, parry, parry. Let's do that again. Parry. One hand just goes under the other and parry. So let me back up. So open and close. Play the lute. I'm sorry. Brush the knee. I am so sorry. And bring the weight back to the back foot and then play the lute. Bring the weight to the forward foot and you parry one hand under the other. Take a step with the other foot. Flip the hands and parry. Take a step with the other foot. So we end up taking several steps there. Let's do that again. Open and close. Brush the knee. Left hand goes over right knee. Bring the weight to the back foot. Bring up the forward toe. Take a step and parry. Take a step and parry. Take a step. And this time we do 2 parries. And then the next step, you make fist and you cross at the wrist. It's not really a punch. It's just this sort of punch with the hands coming to rest, one on top of the other at the wrist. So open and close. Brush the knee. Flat hand pushes. Weight's on the front foot. Adjust the back and bring the weight back as you play the lute. Diagonal hands passing each other, facing left and right. Take a step on that front foot and parry one hand under the other. Take a step on the other foot and parry a hand under the other. Now, take another step and the back hand makes a fist and goes over the front wrist. So whichever hand is in back is the one you make a fist, and then you just lay it on the other wrist. That's called a punch. Open and close. Brush the knee. Play the lute. Parry. Take another step and parry. Take a step and punch. Your weight's on that forward foot. We'll worry about the footwork later. We'll just worry about taking steps right now. So open and close. Brush the knee. The weight's on the left foot. Take a step to the right. Brush the knee. The hand goes out over the right knee. Bring your weight to the back foot and parry. Play the lute. Take a step with that onto the front foot that's up there and parry. Now take that back foot, take a step forward and parry the other way. Take the back foot, take a step forward and punch. Now, with this punch, your weight's on that forward foot. So bring your weight to the back foot. The front toe comes up a little, and you basically, it's called a block or a close, where you just pull back. So you're in the punch, and you just pull back with the front toe coming up. Then you put weight on the front foot, and you push the mountain. You come up on that back toe. So punch, pull back, push the mountain. This is that rocking on the feet. So punch, pull back on the back foot, push onto the right, the forward foot, push up. That takes you up on your back toe, and you pivot on the back toe. We'll do this. Pivot on the other heel and come back to center. Don't worry about that. We'll do it more detailed in a minute. Let's worry about the sequence right now. Open and close. Brush the knee right. Bring your weight to the back foot. My front toe comes up. I'm going to bring my weight to the front foot while I parry. I'm going to take a step. The back foot takes a step forward. Flip the hands and parry. Take the back foot. Take a step forward with it. Punch. Bring your weight to the back foot. Front toe comes up. Push the mountain. Back heel comes up. Pivot on the back toe. Pivot on the other heel. And you should be basically back where you started. If your feet are way apart, then you were taking too big of steps. That's a great guide. If you're taking small steps, Your feet will be basically hips width apart when you finish. I'm going to do it with my back to you. So find your Wuji. Relax the whole body. We probably got a little stiff going through all those directions. So see if you can relax the body and bring your hands up to the heart center. Open and close. Brush the knee right. Bring your weight to the left foot. See me leaning to my left foot? Left hand goes out in front. I'm looking at the left palm. Turn 90 degrees to the right and take your foot and take a step. The left hand has been coming towards your face already, and now it pushes out over the right knee. My weight is here. Correct that back foot. Bring your weight on the back foot as you play the lute. The forward foot has the toe come up in the air. We're going to flip the hands for a parry. The weight goes to the forward foot for a parry. Take a step. Your back foot, the left foot now comes forward and takes a step. Flip the hands and parry again. Take a step with the right foot. Punch. Left wrist over right wrist. Bring the weight on the back foot, left foot. Push the mountain. You're coming up on that left back toe. Spin or pivot. Pivot on the right heel, and now you're back for an open and a close. Let's do that again with my back to you so that the words I'm saying actually relate to what you're doing. Find your Wuji. Open and close. Brush the knee right. Take your weight to the left foot. I'm going to take my left heel out just a little as I take my weight to the left foot. I'm going to turn my torso to the right. As I'm doing this, my left hand goes forward. I can see my palm. As I take that step out to the right, that palm's coming toward my face, and then it goes out over the right knee, and my weight now has gone to the right knee. I lift my left foot and correct it so it points the same direction as my right foot, and I bring the weight back on the left foot as I play the lute. Take a step onto that right foot as I parry backhand over left under right. Take a step with that left foot, flip the hands and parry right under left. Take a step, punch, left wrist on top of right wrist. Draw back with your weight on the left foot. Push the mountain as you come up on that back toe, the left toe. My left heel is in the air, and I'm pivoting on my left toe. I'm pivoting on my right heel for an open and a close. If you're new with us today, don't sweat it. We go over this often, and it'll eventually start sinking in. The notes today will have detailed descriptions of all these movements. So, find your Wuji, open and close. Brush the knee. I'm taking my weight to my left foot. My hand's going out in front of me. I'm looking at the palm. I'm turning to the other side and stepping out for 90 degrees, heel toe. The left hand is coming toward my face and turning out over the right knee. And now I'm lifting my back foot and correcting it so it points the same way. And I'm playing the lute as my weight comes back on the back foot. Bringing my weight to the forward foot, and I parry my left hand under my right. Taking my left foot and taking a step, and I'm flipping the hands and parrying right hand under left. Ooh, lost my balance. Take a step, and I'm going to punch my left wrist over my right. My weight's firmly on that front foot. I'm going to come back on that back foot, put my weight on the back foot as I close, and then I'm going to push the mountain. You just go down and up, but not a big down and up, just a little down and up, enough to raise you on your toe on the back foot. And then you pivot on the back foot, pivot on the other heel, and you come to an open and a close. Let's try it together without me talking. I'll just move through the motions, do it as best you can, and then we'll come back to directions. So find your Wuji, open and close, single whip. Brush the knee that direction. I'm saying right, it may be left for you. So open and close. So hopefully that went well for you. When I don't talk, it gets a lot smoother. Let me do it again with instructions, and then we'll try doing it without instructions and with my back to you. Let's do it with instructions, and then open, close, brush the knee, step out, weights on the forward foot, correct the back foot, play the lute, parry, parry, punch, draw back or close, whichever word you like best, and then push the mountain and pivot back to where you started, open and close. Oh, let me get a sip to affect my dry throat. And we'll do that again. Since my back is to you, I will give a little bit of direction. So open and close, brush the knee. Parry, parry, punch, draw back, push the mountain, pivot, and pivot for an open and a close. So let's do the complete sequence with the introductory forms too. We'll do commencement to get us into it. So find your wuji. Remember, wuji, think of wuji meaning relaxed. When you find your wuji pose, it's more than standing up or sitting up straight. It's relaxing into the body. So see how much energy, how much strength you can let go from the body, but still stay standing or seated. Really, the neck and the shoulders are a big deal. If you can relax them, you can soften them, you can soften the knees. You've got most of it covered then. And then breathe. Start being aware of what your body feels like. Like in my case right now, my hands are tingling. For whatever reason, my hands are tingling, and I can feel the weight of my shoulders. My knees are a little tired. So take a breath with me. Inhale and exhale, and let's commence. I'm going to change angles a little bit to give you perspective, but we'll do commencement. Rotate the shoulders. Hands come down to the belly button. Weight's going to the right foot, and the hands come up the chest as you step out with the left foot. And you reach the hands forward. Bring the back foot to join the front foot. The hands come back to heart center for an open and a close. I'm going to step back for perspective. Brush the knee. Left hand goes forward, weight goes to the left foot. Turn to the right. Left hand goes out over the right knee. Your weight's on the right foot. Correct that back foot and bring your weight to the back foot as you play the lute. Take a step onto that front foot. For me, it's the right foot, and parry. Mine's the left under the right hands. Take a step with the back foot. For me, it's left, and parry right under left hand. Take a step with the right foot. Punch. The back hand goes over the right hand at the wrist. Draw back and push the mountain. Pivot on your left toe, pivot on your right heel for an open and a close. I'm going to turn my back to you, and we're going to do that again. We'll do it with the commencement this time. So find your wuji. Commencement, rotate the arms. I'm going to turn sideways for that. As the hands come up the chest, weight goes to the right foot, and you step out with the left. Reach forward as weight goes to the left foot, and bring the right to join it. Elbows down for an open and a close. Brush the knee. Weight to the left foot. Step out with the right and push the left hand out over the right knee. Correct that back foot. Play the lute. Parry one hand under the other. Take a step. Parry right under left. Take a step and punch. Draw back, weights on the back foot. Push the mountain. Pivot and pivot. And open and close. And in your practice, when you're through for the day or through for the time being, allow the hands to go forward and just come down. That's a closing form. Another one is pushing energy to the earth, which I like this one. Just bring the hands and push down. It's as though you're pushing energy down your spine. So you lift up, stand tall, soften the knees as you push down and exhale. I just like this as my closing form, several of them. It feels good. So you choose which closing form you like. And if you'd like to come seated, nice session today. Thank you for joining me. Let's see. And
Ty?
yes.
Hi, this is Joe on Fran's screen. When you do brush, say brush to the right, okay, and you say you're looking at your extended left hand. Now you're saying that you're looking at the back of your hand, but actually you're looking at your palm. Are you looking at the palm or the back of your hand when you've done brush to knee?
Good question. Let me.
Because I see it as that you're looking at the palm, and I think you motion. Your actual movement is looking at your palm.
Let me. Am I still spotlit for you guys? Hopefully I am. Let me spotlight myself so I can see it as I do it. Oh crap! It's fighting me, but I'll do it without it. Good question. When you start the form, open and close for brush the knee, the hand goes in front of you and you're looking at the palm. Okay.
The palm, right. Okay.
But you're correct. As that palm goes in toward your face and you turn to push it out over the right knee, it flips and you're looking at the back of the hand then.
Right. Okay. That's how I was interpreting, because by your actual, the visual, you were looking at the palm at the very beginning of brush the knee. And it's only when you rotated that you flipped your hand, and then we're looking at the
you got it. Palm toward your face, back of the hand as you push the palm away. Exactly. Usually, it's not a permanent rule, but usually the palm is facing in the way you're moving. That's routinely what's going on. So I didn't verbalize that well today, so thanks for asking.
Thank you.
Let's get the housekeeping done, and let's see. Why can't I not find my? Oh, there it is. Okay. There we are. So summary. Tai Chi is a slow practice. Now in class, I try to slow it down, but to be honest, I feel we go a little quickly just to get a certain amount of information into a single class. So if you choose to do a practice between classes, and I hope you do, even 5 minutes a day. I mean, that's all you need to do. If you can spare 5 minutes a day for your practice, you're doing great. But as you pick up the mechanics, you know, if you're new to it, you're thinking, where's my palm? Where's my hand? Have I got my balance? Am I feeling my breath? You're going through a lot of mechanical studying. But once you practice enough that those mechanics start disappearing into the background because you're just feeling it, then you can slow it down. Then you can be more gentle. You can be more mindful. You can let more strength go out of your body. So take it in stride. You can't do it all day one, but I throw all the information at you day one. But if you're new to it, learn the mechanics. Even if you just take one form we did today, if you want to take open and close or universal posture or brush the knee and just take that one form and practice it for the next week, that's fine. because the practice is to build up a mind-body memory. So the more you do any one form, the more you're developing the memory of that one form. So don't worry about learning the whole sequence at one time. Now you're going to know some of these people have been with me a few weeks and they've got the sequence down. So in class, they're pretty much practicing it instead of learning it. But we have a mixed class. So, take it at the pace you need to go and practice in between. But the class is for learning the forms, learning the mechanics. Let me throw a bunch of these principles at you, and learning how the sequence is. So you know the sequence of brush the knee. You learn the sequence of single whip. Then in your practice, when you're ready, you start combining those sequences into a longer sequence. If you can, include music when you practice at home. Something soft, gentle. Bottom line, if you find it relaxing, it is perfect for you. Now, if you don't want music, you want it silence, or you want nature sounds, go for it. If you find silence relaxing, that's your perfect music. Thank you for joining today. The fact that you come and spend some of your Sunday with me, some of your valuable weekend, I really appreciate it because I enjoy doing this practice with a group.
Thank you, Ty.
Oh, thank you.
It was a great class. Thank you.
Glad you enjoyed it. And if you did, maybe share something on social media that you took, Tai Chi for beginners on GetSetUp, and I enjoyed it. Or if you don't want to put it out on social media yourself, email Liz and tell her what you're thinking, and she'll put it on the blog. But yeah, if you enjoyed the class, please share it. Your friends will appreciate it if you tell them about it.
I plan to do that.
Good.
Yes.
We, because I'm one of you too. We are the best marketers to spread the word about this great free offering. Where can you go and get this much value for your money? Geez. So yeah, really. Even if we double the price, it's still a great value, Other classes you may want to try, though, that are related to this would be Qigong. Qigong actually is the basis for Tai Chi. It came first. Tai Chi was built on top of Qigong forms. So taking both of them, you learn something that's useful in the other. Slow flow yoga is just a type of yoga that has had a bunch of the postures combined and put into a slow flow. So I kind of relate that to Tai Chi. My next classes are this class. About 5 times a week, I teach Tai Chi for beginners, where we mix and match the forms of the Sung style 12. And then, of course, Tai Chi Shibashi. If you haven't tried Shibashi yet, please come try it. It's a little bit different animal. It's still in the Tai Chi world, but it's 18 exercises done in a specific sequence to make us feel better, make us be healthier. It's very therapeutic. And in Tai Chi Shibashi, I don't even ask you to memorize anything. In here, I propose that you memorize it. But in Shibashi, don't memorize. Just come follow me every class. It's easy, it's gentle, and it's downright refreshing, in my opinion. So come try Shibashi. I also teach Kundalini Yoga for chair or mat. I don't know when the next class. I think Tuesday night, maybe. I'm getting my classes confused. You have to look at the schedule. But I teach Kundalini twice a week. And it's a therapeutic style of yoga. It's not gym yoga. It's about building your nervous system and massaging your organs, massaging your glands, and making you healthier. And then, of course, my newest class, which I haven't even taught the first one yet, I'm going to teach it later this evening. It's called Sit and Get Fit. Now, this is a fitness class. It's chair-based fitness class. And tonight's class is going to be the more vigorous one, the one that's earlier in the week, which I wish I could tell you when it is. I can't remember what day and time. It's going to be the gentle one. So I'm going to have 2 levels, gentle and vigorous. Of course, that varies depending on you. What you might consider gentle might be somebody else's vigorous. So come and try both classes and see which one suits you the best. And they're both going to be like 30 or 35 minutes of moving. So it may be a little aerobic, but it's about moving the whole body and keep moving without pausing too much. Of course, you're always welcome to pause if you need to. Matter of fact, you should if you need to. But the class is going to offer continual movement for that time. So all from a chair, or at least with a chair. There's some of the gentle I might suggest you stand up, but primarily, and hold on to the chair, but primarily it's chair-based. So come give that a try. Tell me if you like it or not then. And I'm going to send out some notes right after class about today's class in Tai Chi, and I'm going to send you a description of the forms we did today.
Okay,
And
good.
then, oh yeah, it's very useful when you do a home practice. And of course, I'll talk about that in just a minute. Give feedback. There's going to be a button here, an orange button that says give feedback. And we value your feedback. Not only get set up, but I personally value your feedback to know how the class is going. So you get an opportunity once you click the feedback button, a little screen pops up and you can rate the session 1 to 5 stars for the class. And you can add comments. You can rate the guide. That's me. How what you thought about the guide, how you feel about the guide. I wish I'd take out the word feel. How about what you think of the guide? How do you feel about this guide? That's an interesting proposal. But 1 to 5 stars, and you can add your comments about me. You can say I'm tired of his allergies and wish he would stop getting dry throat. Me too, by the way. And then down here, tell us how we could improve. Now, us meaning get set up. This third box, darn, getting to me tonight. Tell us how we could improve. What, and in addition to what could we improve, like could the scheduling be improved? Could more classes be improved? What else do you want to learn? Is there something that Get Set Up isn't offering that you want to learn? Here's your chance to speak up and ask for it. So in addition, okay, now the Get Set Up community is growing thanks to people like you. Thanks to people like me too, because I'm spreading the word. We are spreading the word and it's growing. So tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your enemies. And if you've got an interest in something that's not covered in an interest group, just propose it. Say, I'd like to lead an interest group on schnauzers. I have this cute little schnauzer and I bet other people do too. So what happens is you get scheduled, and when it's time for this interest group, you just click on the button. You go to Get Set Up and you click on the button and you welcome people. You go, welcome to the Schnauzer interest group. I've got this little brown Schnauzer and I just got back from the vet and he's been sneezing. Anybody else, bring up a question and everybody's going to start talking. They're all going to want to talk about their Schnauzers or whatever the interest group is. It's a great place to share information, tips, problems. The interest groups are wonderful. I've been to a few of them and I've enjoyed my experience every time. And of course, suggest a class, which was already brought up on the previous screen. Anything that you'd like to see, because they pay attention to how many people are asking for something new. And if something new gets asked more than once or twice, they'll go out and start looking for a teacher. We partner with agencies and organizations and businesses, assisted care, senior living, government, community organizations, and they are our partners. So we need them to keep going and make these offerings available to you and me. So if you're associated to any of those, you've got the people in charge, or you've got some contact links, please email help and send the contact information, because Get Set Up will reach out to them and ask if we can partner with them. And of course, the same thing's true about the session recording. If you want a copy of today's class, just email help@getsetup.io and they'll fix you up. And you can watch that between classes to do your practice. If you like, it's up to you. But the recording is available to anybody who attended the class. And that's it. Let's stop share. I think we did good timing. Got 1 minute to spare. Any questions in 1 minute?
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing this time with me, and hopefully see you guys again soon in class.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Don't forget to practice.
Yeah.